Hello again, wrestling fans. This is Shane Shatters bringing you Shane Shatters Presents Classic Indies, some of the greatest independent wrestling matches from the last 30 years in the Mid-Atlantic area. This week we're going to change things up here a little bit. We're going to change the format a little bit for you, and I'm going to be joined this week by one of the founding fathers of the Independent Rewind, my good friend, Mr. Steven Sarks, and we're going to go down to the ring here in a few minutes with a match of me personally. I've asked Steven to jump in here with me, and I'm going to pitch it to you, Steve.
Hey, thank you so much for having me, Shane. This is awesome. I'm super excited. These are vintage tapes, videos that nobody else has seen before, and I'm super excited because this is you, correct?
Yeah, this one's me. This one's me.
Okay, who are you wrestling here? What year is this? Where are we at? Set the tone for me.
I'm going to set the tone for you here. It is August 1999. The place is the Tri-County Fairgrounds in Petersburg, West Virginia, and we're part of the fair on this particular occasion. The Tri-County Fair is one of the most popular fairs and events down in that part of the country, and I'm getting ready to go to the ring to take on one of the all-time greatest professional wrestlers, in my opinion, ever. A man who's drawn money no matter where he's went over the course of a 7-decade career. Hall of Famer, Boogie Woogie Man, handsome Jimmy Valiant.
Okay, this is exciting for me because...
Oh, this is exciting for me.
I have met Jimmy numerous times.
Woo, mercy.
Shook his hands, talked to him. I've had him tell me how god-awful terrible I am in the ring. Well, he blows me up with some cardio. But I've never actually got to see his actual wrestling from really anything. And to be honest, I don't know too much about him. I know the guy's a legend. Let
me jump in here a minute. The man started wrestling in 1964. By 1971, he was headlining events all throughout the Northeast in particular. He headlined Madison Square Garden alongside his brother Johnny, World Tag Team Champions, headlined Madison Square Garden on 3 consecutive occasions, taking on Chief Jay Strongbow and Bruno Sammartino. He's one of the all-time top wrestling legends in Memphis wrestling, alongside Jerry Lawler and likes of Bill Dundee and Jackie Fargo. He showed up in 1977 after Lawler had challenged Harley Race for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, came into the ring, busted a bottle over Lawler's head, and started a 16-week run of sellout business. And that was just in Memphis on Monday nights. Let's not mention Louisville on Tuesdays and Evansville on Wednesdays. Jimmy Valiant, a big star in the Mid-Atlantic area, became the Boogie Woogie Man. Woo, baby, have mercy. And dominated all over the Mid-Atlantic area with his long-running feud with Paul Jones. He's featured throughout this collection because Jimmy Valiant, in addition to being one of the all-time greats, is one of the all-time good friends of mine. One of the men that I feel like I've been very lucky to have been associated with in all the years that I've been involved in professional wrestling. But at this point, I'm still a young lad. I'm about 7 or so years into my pro wrestling career, and I'm having the opportunity here at the fair. This is a Wednesday night now. This was the one time that we got to do this fair down here, and they said, show us what you can do. Obviously, we drew a pretty fair and respectable crowd, not overwhelming. I'm not going to, everything isn't always sell-out business, but I'm over talking to you. What questions you have?
Listen, I've got goosebumps. I'm excited. That's a hell of an intro for Jimmy Valiant. I think this is going to be awesome, and I can't wait to watch it.
All right, I'm excited. Let's throw it. I can tell you what everything had happened that day just based on what I'm watching here.
So that's a pretty big crowd.
I would say that between the fix and the grandstand and the people surrounding the area, we were probably somewhere in the 300, 350 range. Now here I come in the corner of your screen. There's my manager, Spike Callahan, Patrick McNeil, who was also my partner for a number of years in promoting CPW. This is a fair, so there's a lot of activities going on, a lot of things being sold. We were taking a walk in the afternoon, and guess what we all found? Cowboy hats. So we thought it would be great if we came down to the ring and we wore cowboy hats. Now this is also something that I've done intermittently over the course of my wrestling days. I love the whole cowboy motif.
Yeah.
I don't want to be out here roping steers and stuff, but I do like the hats and the boots and stuff. That's always been a thing with me.
The culture is amazing. It's a wonderful culture. It tends to it really boasts hardworkingness. And also some sort of relaxation, which is amazing. Speaking of the hardworkingness and relaxation, you guys are out here. You're with the fans right now. This is something you don't see today. You don't see very much of this. The fans are up out of their seats. I mean, I don't even see chairs. These guys are pushed up against the ring. They're pushed up against you.
Yeah.
You, your manager, you're out here. you're slapping babies and shaking hands.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing everything. Tell me what's going through your head right now, because you know who your opponent is.
Right. Well, what we're doing here is we're just kind of going around, as you say, we're kind of interacting a little bit, and probably in less than a positive way here in the early going, because people are stirred up now. This is the final events of the evening. I mean, there has been an undercard. They've seen several good matches underneath of this in support of the event. I am wearing the CPW Heavyweight Wrestling Championship there.
Look at the swagger on a young Shane Shadows.
Look at me. And I like to wear that athletic attire. I was always very comfortable in wearing that type of stuff. It wasn't like wrestling gear per se. I had like an old singlet that I wore underneath, and of course I had my boots. I've always been a big believer in wrestling boots as an attire, but I think kind of everything else can kind of, you can kind of mix it up a little bit depending on who you're trying to be and what you're trying to get across. A lot of guys talk today like, oh, it's all going to be about trunks and boots, or trunks and singlets and stuff. I don't know that I agree.
Well, the fans knew you for this too, right? Like
Right.
this was not a throw together Wednesday night get together. This is something that no, obviously not the same outfit, but this is definitely something that people would know you to wear.
Yeah, they would have, because that was what I was wearing during that era.
I think that's I don't see a problem with that. I think it's great. I think that helps build the character. You know, obviously I've got a problem with guys who decide, oh, I'm gonna wear a Rugrats t-shirt and ripped jeans to the ring.
I got a lot bigger of a problem with guys who just go to the ring and don't belong in the ring, and just and try to justify everything that they do as okay and it's modern and this and that. But that's a difference. That's a story for another day.
I say I've been writing checks for that for many years.
Now we've Spike and I have taken exception to some of the comments and behavior here, so we're walking around now. We're walking around. See how they have a completely different setup down here now. I saw a picture of this not that long ago. They have a whole different a new grandstand and so forth, and a whole stage. There's a whole thing down there because this fair's gotten bigger over the years, and hopefully one day we'll have the opportunity to wrestle there at least one more time before I'm completely done with wrestling. You know, in the ring myself, be it in the ring, which, you know, I certainly got far more matches behind me than I have in front of me, type of thing. And but however we got this set up, like somewhere there's like between the grandstand and where we are on the infield here is where we have the musical set up and everything going on with the I'm talking.
I say
Callahan's probably speaking as well, but you really can't make out because I mean we might as well be in the next town. I mean, it is so far away from what we're doing.
Who's this referee? Are you familiar with this gentleman?
Oh, absolutely. It's the big guy. It's Pat Lawson.
I thought this was... You know what? I could see this from here, and I was like, that kind of looks like Pat Lawson, but
it is, in fact, Pat Lawson. Pat Lawson, of course, the father-in-law of my good friend Danny Woody, who is from the famous Woody Wrestling Clan in Virginia. With their dad Billy was a promoter, and of course his brother Junior, and his brother Wes, and Danny, just great people. You know, Pat and his wife go back many years with us. His daughter Crystal, of course, is, like I said, is married to Danny. It's just a lot of times this turns into a family thing.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways, and you know, it's the people you're around and the people you get to see. Back into the screenshot here, me and Spike. Championship is on the line. By the way, I am the CPW heavyweight champion at this point.
Watching you carry yourself is amazing. Your walk and everything says champion, and I think that's something that we lose sometimes in the mix. But it just, everything about you right now is saying champion. Chin up, chest out, you know, walking with a purpose. I think that's amazing. I look forward to seeing how that changes when you're standing across the ring from somebody like Jimmy Valiant.
Well, okay, I would say that's fair. One of the things that I learned very early on when I got started in wrestling is not only just that you have to have. Well, here he comes the man himself now. Handsome Jimbo from Memphis is back, baby. You got to carry yourself. If you want people to believe that you're somebody, you got to carry yourself like somebody. You walk into the building, it's just things that were ingrained into me. Here, I'm like, look at me. I'm going, here, push these people back. They're too close. I mean, they're almost smothering the ring.
Yeah.
I mean, they are so close. I'm like trying to get security, and then they're not paying any attention to me. But back to your point, it's like, you know, if you're gonna be in the main event, whether you should act like you belong in the main event. You know, you can't be deferential to a guy just because he's a star. And I think you'll find here that I assert myself in a way that it's obvious that I belong in the ring with the star. And I think that that's very important. A lot of guys get, especially now because wrestling's changed so much, they talk so much about all the respect and this and that, and they get overwhelmed in the moment. You can't get overwhelmed in the moment. You just can't.
Yeah.
If people think that you look like you're getting ready to come in your pants, then they're like, well, this guy doesn't belong here.
Yeah, he's not ready.
Yeah, so out goes Shadows, in comes Boogie.
Now, he just celebrated a hell of a milestone in professional wrestling, correct?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, so it was 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000, 2010s. He didn't get to, I don't know, I guess he's wrestled in 7 decades. I mean, I guess before the pandemic struck, he probably did get to work at least one more match. And we had him slated to come in and work with us this summer one more time.
I was really looking forward to that.
I mean, great talent.
Cheater already.
Cheater.
These people know you.
Here's something that I picked up on, and as Boogie's going to molest my hat here, Boogie's just going along with what the people are saying. He's not just trying to get them to chant his name. The people are pissed at me because earlier, just before this, I was involved in a different match where I made my presence known. Again, all that is set up to help build my heat, to build me coming out. So Boogie's just going along with that, right? So look, he's got the hat. Is he going to throw it? Is he going to stomp it? Is he going to spit in it? Is he going to dump tobacco juice in it? I'm not happy. It's my brand new hat. I'm pissed off. Come to the bottom of your screen. The wrestler once known as Major Mayhem. He's
I'm afraid to think of what these fans are going to do if they get a hold of your hat.
Yeah.
You might not want it back after that.
I almost would have rather them got a hold of my hat than what he did to it. Major taking the championship belt away. He was actually, I think he was the owner of that belt at that time, and he was very particular of it. And I'll tell you a story. We did a double shot one time in Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Oh!
As Boogie takes advantage of my hat, that's the My Hat 2 movement. Yeah, he left the belt overnight, and he left his gym bag in Moorfield, West Virginia, and left the championship belt there. And the guy sulked all afternoon the next day. I mean, no! Someone went and got his. He was so pissy he wouldn't even wrestle his match that night. It was kind of sad.
That's a bit embarrassing.
Yeah, but
hope you're not watching.
Right. Callahan up on the apron here.
So it looks like we're getting ready for some action.
We're getting ready.
There we go.
We're getting ready. Oh, he's grabbing. Wait, what's going on here? Spike's going to try to jump. Billy's got a full Nelson on me. And he's trying to threaten to punch. What's going on? He grabs Spike in the full Nelson. Oh, and I punch Spike. Rolls in. Plop. Like a bag of wheat.
Better for his brain than for his brawn, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's done.
Jesus, he's sprawled out like Robert Kraft on a trip to Florida. What do we got going on here? Come on, get up. Now we got... Oh!
You hate to see dirty tactics like that.
Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me?
Especially for such a high-caliber champion.
Hell's bells. Oh, Callahan's... He's not happy. He's rolling out. So now I'm all alone. I don't have my manager here. Someone's car alarms went off. I guess that might have happened when my nuts got hit in the ropes.
You can really see Jimmy's really going to these people. He's really here to give them their money's worth.
Oh.
And to give you what you deserve.
Oh, look out. Little breakdance action from Shadows. Oh. Into the... Oh.
Bad choice of exits.
Ouch. I just want to get away. Ow, my nuts are sore. Jump in here. I need a breather. My nuts hurt.
Not the same cocky walk as you had walking in.
Not at all. But I didn't forget where the cameras were. So,
thank God.
Yeah, no kidding. What do we got going on here?
Come on, Pat. Get him back.
Putting the count on it. The always authoritative Pat Lawson. The big guy. Handsome Jimmy's ready. He's stoked. The man always had so much energy. The complete opposite of his real personality, though, which is kind of rare. He's very laid
Yeah.
back. Oh, handful of face.
Oh, man.
Oh!
What is this?
That's a testicular.
Oh, no! Oh!
Oh, my God. And his hands are cold. Ooh. And I'm trying to roll out of the ring here. I'm going to have to let the dog... Go ahead. Yeah. Who let the dogs out?
That's all right. Looks like good dogs are barking right here.
I'm sorry. Am I that loud?
Oh, me.
I'm terribly loud. And my dogs are here, folks. Good match for it. No, you're okay. We're just having fun here, honey. We ain't getting paid for that. We're just having a good time. It's okay.
That's it. Looks like you're still trying to shake this off.
Oh, yeah, I am.
You know what? I can't blame you. It might have taken me a minute or two myself.
It's not easy. Now I'm going to reach into my tights here. Let's see if anything's left. Reaching in my tights. Going to pull something out here. Now, Handsome Jimmy is trying to get Pat Lawson's attention here. It's like he's definitely fiddling around with something. But I was kind of known for these type of tactics when I needed to. See, once again, this is me getting back to the point I was trying to make about not being intimidated about being in the ring with a legend or a superstar. I got to try to do what I got to do, you know.
Yeah, it looks like you came in here with a plan.
Yes.
You knew that. It looks like you knew that something might not go your way, which a lot of people may call dirty tactics. I just call being prepared. I've done it once or twice in my day. You know, especially being the champion, you're leaving with that gold if you're coming in with it.
This is wrestling. This is what. Now, Jimmy's definitely trying to get the crowd. Check him. Check here. Check his boots. Check it there. But you know, I'm a step or so ahead of Valiant as well. I know where I got it hidden, and I know that I'm hiding it in a spot that I'm not going to allow him to get to, and I'm going to move it. I'm going to move it. See, I'm going to relocate it. I'm going to hide it. I'm going to smuggle it. And Handsome is not happy. Handsome is not happy whatsoever.
These people are drowning him out too. I mean, these people are deafening in our ears right now. I had to turn it down a little bit.
Absolutely.
You guys, they're so loud.
Yeah, I mean, but between that and the misses and the and the doggies, we got all kinds of stuff going on this.
As soon as they came outside, they're happy.
Oh, there I caught him.
Oh, there it was.
Caught him with one, just know, right below the chin, below the chin on Handsome Jimmy.
And they're not giving him any room to breathe here.
Yeah, you can.
Really staying on top of him, taking those shots right to the right. What is that? Across the bridge of the nose.
Yes.
Trying to water those eyes.
Yeah, I'm leaning on his throat a little bit. I mean, remember, I'm younger, and I would say at this point in time, I got the strength advantage on Handsome. Now, you know, at one time a day, Handsome was a big guy. I mean, he's 6'4", was like 275. I mean, he had a waist about like that, but he had his shoulders about like that. But at this point in his career, he's an older man. And I'm leaning on him. I probably got the strength advantage on him.
It looks like you're taking the wind out of his sails. A lot of people don't realize exactly how important that is.
No.
You take the wind out of a man, and you hear it from time to time, but the truth is, you've done it to me before.
Right.
You take the wind out of a guy, you take the fight out of him.
Yeah, you can't keep fighting if you can't keep breathing. Grabbed a handful of Valiant hair as he was coming up. Jimmy's, again, I talk about this a lot, but like the feet and the arm movement, it really has a lot more to do with kind of keeping the blood flowing in the course of a match. It really, you got to stay in a match.
You got to stay alive. The second you let yourself go.
Oh, a big lunger. Oh, one to the stomach. I yank his hair and pull him right back down. I am in no way, shape, or form interested in letting Jimmy Valiant leave here with my championship belt. Legend or no?
I can't. You know what? To tell you the truth, I can't blame you for that. Looks like are your feet on the ropes right now? Looks like you're getting a little bit of leverage. You're pushing down. Mm-hmm. Normally, guys lift themselves up. You're pushing down against the mat, which is diabolical if you think about it.
Absolutely.
Look at that, right into him, pushing right up against him. You're at this point grinding his face into the mat with your elbow, your bicep, pressing up against.
Yeah, I'm going right across the carotid.
Oh,
he caught me now.
This is dastardly.
Lawson caught me now, and I'm not very happy about this at all. And I think I'm just going to tell him exactly what I think. And Pat Lawson's not exactly a guy you want to mess around with himself. Big boy.
He's not small.
Big. Uh-oh. I'll roll up. Is this going to do it? 1, 2. See, and I think the advantage there was with me because Lawson is so much bigger than your average ref. I think anybody of a regular size would have spun around there a lot quicker. And it might have been the difference in the match at that point.
Oh, for sure. Not to mention, it looked as though the way that Jimmy was sprawled across there, it really made Pat run out of round.
Yes.
Which really it actually saved you
it did.
some real time, a second or two, which is all it would have taken for you to have lost that championship.
Absolutely agree. Cranking up on the shoulder and the arm now on Boogie.
But look at this. No give on you. None. You're right to that left arm.
Ooh.
Whoa!
Oh, another shot to the nuts. How'd this match keep going?
I tell you what, it's a shame to see him do such dirty tactics.
And another right hand. He's just knocking me for a loop.
Those hands aren't open either.
Yeah, they're not anywhere close to open. And Handsome Jimmy has found his fire, so to speak. Oh, I stumbled there a little bit. Oh, he snagged the sleeper. He's got the sleeper. But wait a minute. Here comes Callahan making his return.
Turning the tides on you, yanking the wind out of you.
He's going to drag some distraction out of this. Come on, where are you at here? Push him. Oh, he pushed me back into him. And Valiant grabs the sleeper again. And we're in trouble. But wait a second. Here comes Muhammad Kane and the Combat Kid. My allies, my partners in crime. Oh, and a big shot to the back. And,
oh, man.
Oh, no.
I was really hoping to see this go the distance. I mean,
here comes the Major. Bobby Keller, Bruiser Graham, Doc Gregory.
Bruiser Graham, I've met him a few times.
Shorty Smalls, Brian Johnson. We got a battle royal going on here. Look at this. This was CPW style action in 1999, baby.
This is emptied out. These guys have emptied out, and you're right. This is going right into another. This is now. Is this sanctioned? Is this a whole sanctioned match here?
Yeah, the battle royal was part of the event, and it just so happens that they came charging in here at the conclusion, saving me from getting probably losing. Wait a minute, Combat Kid just got pantsed. And he's out of there.
What just happened?
He just ran. He was embarrassed.
Combat Kid. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I see.
He
got pants. He's getting out of there. This isn't worth his time. Okay.
Bedlam and pandemonium breaking out.
It's just fantastic to see some of these guys that I've met, I've ran into, I've rubbed shoulder elbows with. Shorty Smalls here. I've never seen this stuff from him from this long ago. You know, I didn't know him until late 2000s.
Oh yeah, just some of the again. That's one of the fun parts about looking at some of these old tapes is that you see the matches and the paths and so forth that have crossed in the nights we had. Look at me with the short 6-inch jabs on the Bruiser in the corner and a thrust. Getting a little bit full of myself here. Brian Johnson leaning on Bobby Keller here in the corner with a big leg. Brian Johnson was 6'7" in his own right.
I was just getting ready to say it must be nice for you to have gotten a breather there for a second, but it does not look like Bruiser's going to give you any inches.
Yeah, Bruiser's not going to give me an inch. Bruiser was a long-time professional himself and was traveled around the circuits for years with the Boogie Woogie Man, so he's probably taken exception to some of my tactics earlier. Like I said, he was involved in a match earlier that I got involved with that we obviously didn't show as part of this, as part of the build-up for the big main event here at the Tri-County Fair in Petersburg, West Virginia, which is a fine town.
I think I've been there.
Who got dumped? Brian Johnson just got dumped, and Muhammad Kane still in, and him and Bobby Keller are duking it out. And in the upper part of your screen, you see the Boogie Woogie Man throwing lefts and rights. That looks at maybe at Doc Gregory. Shorty Small still in this match.
Who is this walking out right here?
This is Brian Johnson. He has been eliminated. Up and over. Looks like Doc just got thrown up at the top of our screen. He's out. And Muhammad just took one to the lower extremities. I've been taking them all night. I sang about 5 octaves higher after this night. Boogie was all over me. Shorty Smalls in the corner fighting it out with Major Mayhem. Lots of action going on here. Who is this guy down here at the bottom? I think his name was Mike Brown. Which is, I mean, in terms of clever names, I think Mike Brown ranks way up there as you know,
like John Smith almost.
John
I mean, really,
Smith.
you just.
I knew I had wrestled with a John Smith too. It's funny. Keller holding my arms, not exactly being my best man on this occasion. Shorty Smalls has been dumped, and Keller's landing in on me. What's going on here? Second effort. Come on, Muhammad. Get him, Bruiser.
Oh, that Muhammad, that is a big guy right there. To lift Bruiser
big
up like that. Not to mention the way that Shorty went out. I mean, those are two guys that are not used to leaving their feet. To watch them go out in the manner that they went out.
Look at the double.
You're going to have to double team on this guy.
Look at Boogie Woogie still in here.
And
Bobby Keller, myself, Muhammad Kane hanging on. Everybody's still in this match. Look, Bruiser and Shorty are hurting. They're both just laying there. Remember, this is out in the middle of a field. I mean, there's no give. This is hard, solid ground that these guys are landing on. and Muhammad's out, but I just dumped Keller.
Now, you and Boogie Woogie, you guys have been going for a solid 20, 25 minutes at this point.
We're at it, and look who's left.
I see that.
Look who's
First
left.
in, last out, I guess.
Everybody's just kind of like, it's like a casualty ward. Everyone's just limping off, broken, torn up ankles, and just injuries galore. Battle Royals are so dangerous, but it's come down to the guys who were in the ring at the beginning. Me and handsome Jimmy Valiant. And I put a left hand on him, measured him with a short left.
I mean, it looks like you really, truly, at this point, have something against him. Those left hands are coming in there with a purpose. They're coming in there with some vengeance on him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm cranking up, and I might have a finger or a thumb in his eye here as well. And the funny thing about wrestling is the guys who you hurt the worst end up being the guys who you love the most. It's absolutely nuts.
Pain brings us closer together. That's what they say.
Absolutely. There's a lot to be said about that.
It's like you're doing a little more talking than you should be. I think at this point I'd be wrapping this up.
I've got a little cocky here. Maybe just as as things have worn on, Handsome's just like he's empty in my hands. Well, who just Bobby? Damn you, Bobby Keller! Damn you, Bobby Keller! You son of a gun, you! And he just dropped me across the top rope, and Boogie's got me. What's going on here? Goodbye. Are you kidding? Oh, my goodness.
There it was.
Look, and Bobby Keller, for celebratory purposes, hands the championship belt to the Boogie Woogie man, Jimmy Valiant, as I stumble off into the abyss. What an exciting, great to relive that one.
You know what? I got to tell you, that's exciting. It's so much fun to watch. All the people there, they're all excited. They're all super stoked to be standing around there watching Jimmy hold that championship. Now, I don't know if that's sanctioned or unsanctioned at this point, but to see that, to see this crowd, to gather around, like it's storybook. You don't see it anymore.
Well, it's just the crowd. Let the crowd go home happy. I mean, what's the purpose? I mean, even it's not sanctioned. The official match was over at the point where Muhammad Kane and the Combat Kid came in and jumped on Boogie. The official decision would have ended there because the match was sanctioned as a pinfall submission only to change the title. But at this point, you're at the conclusion of the night. You're at the end of the evening. What's the point of running or sending the commissioner or anybody in there to say no, he's not the champion? Why you want to it's like telling people that Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny's not real. It's like, I mean, not that I know that they aren't or they are, but I'm just saying it's a rumor. So just let them have the moment. I'll get the championship belt back later. I'll talk to the commissioner, talk to the referee. We all know Boogie's really not the champion, but it's a great way to end the night. Great way to end the night.
I look forward to seeing more of what you've got, what your matches were, and even still to see more Jimmy Valiant, to see what he did after this point, or what leads up to it.
There's
very exciting.
So much more, and I just want to thank you for sitting in with me on this one. We got a chance to go over a great match, a little bit newer than what we've been going over recently, but we got so much more of this footage to come, and I'm glad you jumped in here with me on this one.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate being here.
I appreciate it too. Tune in next week, folks.